Hello friends, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time joining me. I'm Kathy Rhodes and I'm excited to connect with you. We're going to have another wellness pop-up today. Today's title is Orange is the New White. Any idea what I might be talking about? Any guesses? What are you thinking? Orange is the new white, and it's a wellness pop-up, so it's health related. Okay, here's the deal. The orange that I'm going to talk about today are sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, orange sweet potatoes versus white potatoes. Before I get into the details of why I'm really honing in on this, I want to share a quick story with you. So I've been on this health journey for the last 5 months. One of the assignments has been to add 2 servings of cooked vegetables to every single meal. So I've done really well by figuring out what kind of vegetables go at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Been very diligent, been very consistent. So last month I did some traveling. I went away for 3 different conferences. And at the first conference that I was at, it was about 5 or 6 days that I was away from home. I found that I was starving. I was still eating very good. I did not eat the sugar. I did not eat gluten. I'm still not eating gluten. I was eating my vegetables, my fruit. I was trying, right? Well, it wasn't until I think it was night 3 that one of my friends said, I think the thing that is messing with you right now is you're not eating enough carbohydrates. Carbs is an interesting word. It's an interesting category because carbs have always gotten a bad rap. Less carbs is good, right? Less of the bad carbs is good, but complex carbs is extremely important for us. It's one of our macronutrients. There's 3 macronutrients that really we need to focus on: protein, good fat, and complex carbs. And sure enough, when I started thinking about the food that I've been eating, the vegetables I'm eating were not in that complex carb category. There were no berries on the buffet. Berries, I have those every single day. That's a complex carb. One of the other things that I have every single morning for breakfast is sweet potatoes. Complex carb. There were no sweet potatoes on these buffets. Sure enough, I couldn't figure out any complex carb that I was eating since I arrived at this conference. I was not getting enough complex carbs in my diet, which led me to be extremely hungry. I wasn't satiated. I wasn't satisfied. I was overeating. There's something to this. And it really helped me dig into complex carbs and just understand the difference between complex and non-complex carbs. Okay, so here's some details. First of all, potatoes in general, they're complex carbs. White potatoes as well as sweet potatoes, okay? They're all complex carbs. By the way, when it comes to the complex carbs, about 90% of our calories really do need to come from these complex carbs. Now, complex carbs, they have fiber, they have starch. All of that really helps our gut digest the food that we are eating, and it helps us digest more slowly than simple sugars. Okay, sugar can help us digest, but it's more like, have you ever heard of the sugar crash, right? No, we don't want that. We want it to digest slowly. It keeps us full longer. The thing the difference between the white versus the sweet potato, both of them affect our blood sugar, okay? But the sweet potato has a lower glycemic index than the white potatoes. So what this means is white potato makes our glucose spike and then crash really fast. Sweet potato, it's like a slow climb, and then it's a slow decline. That's the biggest difference. So this is where we want to avoid that spike and that crash. We want to avoid that blood sugar chaos that happens. Now, with white potatoes, it's not only that blood sugar spike and crash that can be to our detriment. But it's also how we usually like to prepare our white potatoes that is not healthy for us. When we prepare them mashed or fried, or we eat them just alone without any fat or protein, that's where it's not a good asset in our body. Okay, that's where sweet potatoes are a better option. So why sweet potatoes over white potatoes? Well, let's avoid the blood sugar spikes. Let's have that steady incline and steady decline. It keeps us fuller. It helps us digest our food. Let's do it in a way, let's prepare our sweet potatoes in a way that is not fried, because fried, the oils is not good for us. It's not chips. It's more of a baked or a steamed or a roasted. When you do it that way, the sweet potatoes are more nutrient dense. Okay, so they have a lot of antioxidants. They have a lot of vitamin A. I mean, these are all amazing nutrients that come with our sweet potatoes. This is what truly makes it a really, really good carb. So, vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, antioxidants. Yum, this is good. This creates the energy that we need throughout the day. This will sustain us throughout the day. This will not make us absolutely starving hungry. That's the key for me. That's the thing that I definitely noticed. So, how do we add this into our diet? How do we take sweet potatoes, something that I used to only have at Thanksgiving time, and make it part of my daily diet? Oh, by the way, I've always loved sweet potatoes, especially those fully loaded sweet potatoes. You know, the kind you get at Texas Roadhouse, and it comes with brown sugar and marshmallows and lots of butter. No sugar, remember? No sugar. It's amazing that when you avoid the sugar in your diet or avoid the sugar on your sweet potato, these things are sweet. They have a natural sweetness that is super, super yummy. Who'd have thought? So here's my little trick. Here's my system. I buy these in bulk, and every Sunday, that's my meal preparation day. Every Sunday I'll get about 4 or 5 of them, kind of the same size, because sometimes you can find sweet potatoes and they're more like long and skinny, and sometimes they're just really fat and maybe shorter and fat. You want them all to be the same size, because I bake them. I put them on my pan and I bake them at 350 degrees for about 60 to 90 minutes. It just depends on the size. I mean, this size, if I can get them all kind of the same size, this will probably take about 60 to 70 minutes, depending on your oven. But I want to bake it until a fork just goes right through. Now, before I do bake it, I do scrub them, I wash them, and I do take a fork and kind of jab it all over the place to let that air seep in while they're baking. Then I put it in the oven and I kind of forget about it, right? Set the timer, 60 to 90 minutes, 350 degrees, and then they come out of the oven and I let them cool, and before I go to bed, I put them all into a glass container and I just put them in the fridge, because now every single morning I'm gonna have either a whole or a half sweet potato for my breakfast. I mean, here's one of my vegetables every morning. And there's no sugar that I'm adding. What I do add is a little butter, because grass-fed butter is a really good source of fat, of the good fat. So I add some butter, I add salt and pepper, and I add a little cinnamon and nutmeg. There's my little, my seasoning that I add. Oh, did I tell you too? I do peel them in the morning, because once it cools, it kind of makes the skin all bumpy, wrinkly. So then it's really easy to peel off. I don't eat the skin. I mean, you can. The skin has actually got a lot of nutrients, but the way I kind of mash it with my fork and some butter, I don't keep the skin on. Totally your choice. Now, if I were going to not bake it and just kind of slice it up into thin slices, I have a really good mandolin slicer that will make them all the same size. Then I'll bake them, or even like roast them. So at a high temperature, 425 degrees, I'm making my own French fries in essence. Then I will keep the skins on, and I salt and pepper it. I put a little avocado oil on top. Don't do olive oil, because olive oil gets toxic after a certain high temperature. Avocado oil does not get toxic. So I will slice up my sweet potato into little kind of, French fry pieces, put some avocado oil on top, drizzle it and salt and pepper it, and then I'll bake it at 425 for about, 20 minutes maybe. It just depends on how you like it. I like my baked French fries to be really crisp. So another way, right? You're still getting French fries, but they're truly not fried. They're not put into grease, put into toxic oil, and then eaten. Okay, so there's two ways that you can serve your sweet potatoes. Okay, here's another one. Now, I can't give you this recipe because I found it here in this cookbook. This cookbook is called Eat Smarter Family Cookbook, and it is by Shawn Stevenson. It's a copyrighted cookbook, so I can't quite share this if I don't have his permission. But what I love is, first of all, he has a ton of recipes with sweet potatoes. Okay, so one of them has chicken and sweet potatoes, and I think chickpeas, and you roast it all. Super yummy. But here's another one: sweet potato protein pancakes. Oh. These are so yummy. Here's the ingredients. We've got sweet potatoes already cooked because you need them to be soft. We got eggs, almond milk, vanilla, flaxseed, cassava flour. That's a whole different topic. Protein powder. All of this is really good for us. All of this is really healthy. Now, maybe the syrup you put on top may not be. You gotta be careful with that. But these sweet potato pancakes, oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. So, if you're looking for some good recipes, if you just go on Google and ask for some healthy sweet potato recipes, there's some really creative opportunities out there to get sweet potatoes into your diet. So what do you think? Are you ready to take this week's health challenge and substitute orange for your white? Substitute sweet potatoes in your diet instead of white potatoes? I challenge you to eat a sweet potato every day, only for the next week. Okay, take that same system that I have and prepare yours on Sunday, bake them all at one time and have them ready for you in the morning. Try it. You might like it, and you might find it's really easy to put this sweet potato into your diet. And pay attention if you ever go a day without it. You might be really hungry. You might be missing your complex carbs. Is today's topic challenging you at all? I hope so. I hope that it's challenged you to think differently. So my friends, please take the challenge this week and take charge of your health. I'll see you next time. I hope this topic has challenged you to think differently as you strive to grow from success to world class. Please follow this podcast, share it with your friends, and follow me and Unity Consulting on all social platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and our website, unityconsultingllc.com. I look forward to connecting with you next time to challenge your habits so that you are more efficient and fully empowered.